What was that I was supposed to do? I forget. Wait a minute. No, I don't. Yeah. Welcome to the superpilotish channel. My name's Graham Wilson. I'm going to be talking to you about tying some knots and remembering it in my basement. Cool. Well, yep. So this is part of a series that I'm doing to just to test the theory that the that's in the flight instructor guide, the Transport Canada flight instructor guide, utilizing the curve of remembering, as they call it, or the forgetting curve, as it's also known. But basically, I'll just review for you guys. Maybe some of you have been following along. So this is still got the don't have the whiteboards, still got the cardboard. Okay. So I did some initial training one day. I did 50 minutes of it. So I practiced these 4 different knots, and I'll be getting to that a bit later. Then I did review after 2 days for 15 minutes. That was the last memory experiment one that I did. So what the book says is that after 7 days, I'm supposed to review it again. So here we are, we're at the 7 days and for 10 minutes, and you'll see me do that here and do a revision. Um, Revision. We'll do a review after 28 days after today, so a month from today. Yeah, so the knots that I was tasking myself with learning were the bowline knot or the bowline knot, the sheepshank because it sounds cool, the rolling hitch because I'm going to use that for my tomatoes next year, and the fisherman's knot or the clinch knot or the improved clinch knot. Actually, I was just before I got on here, I was checking out some videos on the improved clinch knot, and I didn't know there's such a huge uh, there's like a big controversy in the fisherman world. So the fisherman's knot, it's the knot that you use to tie a to tie a fly onto the line if you're fly fishing, or to tie a hook on the line. So apparently there's like I've seen comments in some of these videos. They're like, "Oh, that's no good. Oh, that's good." So it's like, "Oh, I use this the best." Oh, in reality, it's no good. But oh well. The knot that I'm going to be doing is technically, I think it's called the improved clinch knot. Okay, so let's get right down to business here. Dun dun dun. Actually, I might want to chop that off. It's getting a little beaten up, but yeah, what do you want for a cheap dollar store rope? Okay, so the first one is the bowline knot, and we'll see if I remember this. So the last time I did these a week ago, I was really unsure about doing them. I did them all correctly. I didn't forget. According to the book, I should have forgotten about 30% and only remembered 70%, but I got them all, but I wasn't 100% sure. Like, I think I'm going to be doing better today, but we'll see. And ideally, after all this revision and this method of waiting and training, I should remember all these knots for a long, long, long time. Okay, bowline knot. This one should be pretty easy. And I haven't been cheating. I haven't been practicing or anything. I want to see if it works. Okay, I made my little loopy doop. And the rabbit comes out of the hole, goes around the tree. Rabbit goes back down the hole. Boom. Okay. Okay. There we go. We got a bowline knot, bowline knot. I felt very good about doing that. I think it's already locked in there. So, oh, hey, Jordan. Yep, 60% of the time it works 100% of the time. Hey, there we go. Okay, next one is the sheep shank. And I did, because I wasn't really sure about the sheep shank at all the last time I did it. I thought I might have screwed it up. But I looked at it. It looks like I did do it correctly, and I found out that the sheep shank, which is it's a knot that you use to make a long rope shorter, and I read somewhere that it's considered an unreliable knot. And like, why would you make a knot that's unreliable? But it really is unreliable too. It's got to be like under tension, otherwise it can goof up on you. I just like the name sheep shank, so I'm going to do it over here the way that I saw it on a video a week ago. Let's see how I do this now. Okay, so make a little loop here. That goes over the top. Wait a minute. Yeah, I think it was like that. I remember that has to go over the top, and then you stick this guy through. Okay, pretty sure that's the one. Might have to do some more review on this, but I got 10 minutes to review today. So we got that was like that. Let me try that again. Okay, it was supposed to be like a Z. All right, I'm sure this is totally exciting for you to try to figure this stuff out or watch some guy figure this out. Okay, I'm going to make a little loop like that. That goes there. I think. Oh, this one, I might need more review on this one. Let's see if I can do it. Okay, yeah, Z with 2 granny knots, Bolo, yeah. But you know, I was doing that. I think I did the granny knot thing wrong, actually. It's not supposed to be as reliable as a granny knot, I think. Okay, I'm just doing it this way. I don't care. I don't care. I just don't care anymore. Yeah, I guess it's something like that. And then we'll keep that under tension. Okay, yeah, this is a disaster. Oh, maybe not a disaster. Okay. Something like that. See, I think the 2 loops should be kind of sitting like that when it's all done. So, okay, this one still has to be reviewed a little bit. So I might review this. Yeah, okay. So this one, I won't consider that I know this 100%. And it's an unreliable knot because if you jiggle it, I think it's kind of comes undone. Yeah, so it's kind of unreliable that way. Okay, I would consider that I don't know that 100%. Okay, so Bolin got that one. Sheepshank, still not 100% on that one. Or like I wouldn't consider that a pass because I don't know that one for sure. Okay, now we're going to do the rolling hitch. So this is to be this is okay. I reviewed this one last time because I reviewed the video too, and I did it like backwards so you guys could see it, but it looked goofy to me. So I'm gonna do it the way I practiced it a week ago. So you guys will see the back end of it, not the front. Okay, do that. Yeah, okay. So this should be 2 little guys there. There, over. Oh yeah, like that. Okay. Boom. Now that looks just like the video. To me, that looks just like the video that I saw. And yeah, so to me, to you guys, it looks like not too much, but this is what it looks like on my side, and that's like picture perfect. So I'm considering that. Yeah, I'm gonna consider that to be. I got that one. Okay. Oh, and wrench is here too. All right. When you're teaching yourself, easy to learn the knot wrong. Yeah, it's you gotta. Ideally, you would want a perfect demonstration the first time you see it. And so I was looking for my perfect demonstration on a YouTube video, but they're kind of all different and they're not always the best. So it's like, just like me, I'm just some guy talking in his basement. I could be anybody, right? I could be a totally crappy flight instructor. I don't think so, but went flying yesterday. It was a lot of fun. Okay, so we got that. And we're going to do the fisherman's knot or the clinch knot or the improved clinch knot or whatever it's called. Okay, so here's my fish hook and got my fishing line. We're going to stab it through there. If I remember correctly, it has to be like quite a bit of line. All right, let's see if I can do this here so you guys can see this too. All right, it goes through there. I'm supposed to wrap it around 4 to 6 times. So that sounds like 5 to me. Okay, 2, 3. I might have to 4, 5. Okay, so I got that 5 times. Then I think I stab it through here, and then I come back around here. And then dun dun dun, and that should squish right down on my fish hook. That ain't going nowhere. Look at that. And that's supposed to look like that. So I would consider that 100 success. A plus on that one. I'm gonna mark myself A plus on that one. And okay. So that was, how long did we go here? Okay, I've been going for about 10 minutes here and yakking a little bit. So I think I'm gonna allow myself, after this video is done, I'm gonna work on my sheep shank again for a couple minutes, and that'll get me up to 10 minutes of practice. So I would say here that, I don't know, I managed to do them, but I'd say I only got 3 out of the 4 correct, which is about 70, well, it's 75%. Now, according to the curve of remembering, I should remember 70. So it's in the ballpark there. So, okay. I'm starting to believe this. I'm becoming a believer in Transport Canada and the curve of remembering. Okay, so there we go. That was my little experiment today. What else can I tell you guys? I was gonna say, oh man, crap, I forgot. I should have made, like, I prepared almost nothing for this because I thought, hey man, I just got to do some knots. That's cool. And then yeah, I got to know the sheep shank. Okay, so that was that. What else? Wrench, sing I believer. No, Wrench, you do not want to hear me sing. It's, trust me, you don't. I got my, I actually, if you were wondering, this is my guitar back here. I might one day I plan on playing my guitar because I got my amp down there, and this is also my, not just my workshop, but I got my amp here, so this is kind of where I practice learning how to play guitar down here, and then that way I'm not bugging the girlfriend up on the second floor. And okay, what else can I tell you here today? Today is Friday, so oh, here we go. Jordan's asking. Good. I'm getting questions here. Is that I can stretch it out, stretch it out. Okay. What what were you up to on your flight? Just a joyride? No, actually, I have a student that I'm teaching how to fly. He's got his own airplane, and we went up flying yesterday. Did a cool little. I don't know if you've ever been. Well, if you look at a map, there's a. If you go to the very bottom of Canada, there's Lake Erie there, and so he flies out of this town called Leamington, which is where they used to make Heinz ketchup there until they shut the plant down, and then they kind of reorganized it. So they make I taught a guy how to fly at that plant, and he was an engineer. And he was in charge of like quality control. And you figure if you're processing food and making sauces and ketchups and stuff like that, that there's a lot of, pressures, and stuff has to be stainless steel grade, like kitchen food grade stainless steel and stuff. So they do need mechanical engineers in there for all this food processing. And he was saying that if you get the hot sauce, that's the Tostitos hot sauce, in all of North America, it's made in this little town of Leamington, not too far from Windsor. And yeah, so we went to, yesterday was fun. We went to this island called Pelee Island. It's actually it's Canada's southernmost airport on Pelee Island, and it's this neat little island that there's about 100. I think there's about 150 people that live on this island year round, and then there's a bunch of cottages there that people live. I think the population goes up to about 1,000, or maybe a little bit more in the summertime. And so yeah, we just kind of booted over to this little island, landed, took a few selfies, and then flew back to the airport. And along the way, we were doing some upper air work, exercises and stuff like that. I had him flying on the instruments for a little bit. You put a kind of like a little view limiting device on so that the student can only look at the instruments. A little bit of that is required to get your private pilot's license. So we did a bit of that. Yep, there we go. Yeah, Wrench Foggles. That's one brand of it to do that. And yeah, so there we go. Went for a neat little flight over to the Canada's southernmost airport yesterday. And the weather was fantastic. So that was fun. Not so hot these days now. You got the sweater on instead of the Hawaiian shirt. It's like gets a little cooler. And okay, what do we do? And how was his memory? Did he need a bit of catch up? Yeah, Jordan. Yeah, my student. He's pretty good. He remembers things. He has the same problems as every other student that's learning how to fly. In that life gets in the way of flying lessons. It's like, oh man, I got to work, or oh, someone's in from out of town visiting, and there's always something that pops up that keeps you from flying as much as you'd like to. But that's universal. Everybody's got that pretty much. And but yep, student did just fine there, and we'll see how everything goes from there. And yeah, okay. Well, thanks for the little the interest and the questions here. And yeah, so just a little short one here today. 15 minutes, not bad. And then yeah, so I'm gonna shut her down. So today is the old semi-retired guy has to think, what day is it here? So oh, we got another little comment here. I imagine if stress is a part of it, that could wear on a person's memory. Yeah. Yeah. If you are way too stressed, you won't learn. Yeah, just I was going to shut her down, but you got me thinking there, Jordan. So yeah, I've had it where I've been given this like sometimes when you're a flight instructor. I mean, instructors kind of come and go. They move on to other jobs, and so I remember and then that instructor usually has his little group or her group of students, and once the instructor leaves, then the students kind of get divvied up amongst the other instructors that are there. So I had this one guy that was he was a really successful businessman, and he had a shop doing what was it? I think he did kind of like laser cutting, and I think he had a water jet cutting stuff there too. Torch cutting, yeah. It was all kind of CNC torches and lasers and water jet and stuff like that. So really smart guy, and so I got handed off this guy, and he was the previous instructor was kind of pushing him a little bit too much, and he was just getting a little bit. He was getting close to going solo, but when he was up doing his takeoffs and landings in Canada, we call them circuits. I don't know what they call them, going around the patch or something like that is what they call them in the States. I don't know. So you're practicing doing touch and goes or whatever you want to call it. And he didn't really, for how much time he didn't really know that much. And so what happened was that, and when he got in the plane, he was a stress ball. And it was just like, oh, I'm behind. I can't get it. And the more he got behind, the more stressed he got. And it was like when I picked him up, I looked at his record because each student has a pilot training record. And I looked at this guy's done like a whole bunch of circuits. He's done all this stuff, but he didn't learn anything because he was just such a stress ball and beating himself up and like, I can't learn this stuff. And yeah, so I kind of, my recipe for that one was, okay, he was pushed a little bit too fast. He's a little bit too nervous. He was scared and stressed about learning how to land. I had to take control all the time when he was landing. So this is no good. So we kind of went back out of the circuit, like out in the countryside there, and kind of practiced that stuff under a like everything that you would do for a takeoff and landing and going around the pattern. And we just kind of took our time with it out with like no big rush. And gradually I sped it up gradually. And then we got back to the point where he could go around he could do circuits just fine. And so he would remember it from one lesson to the next. So it worked. So yeah, if you're too stressed, you won't learn as much. That's for sure. And then Wrench is also asking, does Canada have ADSB law now? That is a good question. It's not required around where I fly. Yeah, actually it does. In certain areas it does. Yeah, I guess it's kind of like in the States. There's certain terminal areas that are there's little, what do they call it, a veil or something like that. There's that you have to be in, or you got to have this special what's that, ADS-B or ADS-B is it's kind of like the plane shoots out a little says it's how would I put that, it transmits its altitude and things like that, and other planes can pick it up. And it's I don't know, I'm not really an exact pro on that because I never really use it. But that's what you see when you go on something like, what is it, Flight Radar 24 and Flight Aware and stuff, that they're tracking that ADS-B stuff. So okay, here we go. All right. Yeah, very good. So anyways, thanks for showing up, everybody. Today is Friday, so I'll be back here on Monday. Everyone have a good weekend, because I'm here Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon Eastern. And yeah, we'll shut her down. So in 28 days, I'm going to do this. Well, actually, after I shut this down, I'm going to practice my one little knot a little bit. That'll bring it up to 10 minutes. And I'll forget it for a month. We'll see how we do. So yeah, here we go. All right, we'll shut her down. Thanks for watching. All right, bye.